one coming.
Team Empire's turn to ban. Navi's turn to ban. Ten seconds remaining.
Hello everybody, and welcome back again to the ESL One European Qualifier, ESL One Manila 2016. This is the Capitalist, and we're here for game number 3, Team Empire versus Navi. I think a lot of people would have thought this series would be closer, like maybe it'd be 1-3. But right now, the way Team Empire is playing, like it wouldn't be a hard gamble to say it's gonna be 3-0 in favor of Team Empire.
No, it really isn't.
They seem to have Navi's ticket.
Team Empire definitely looked like much the better team in game number 1. They wasn't flawless though. I mean, they made a really big screw up. Nor was game number 2 flawless.
Agreed.
But I think they still looked like the better team in both games. And then on top of that, they still had the better draft. And you can't have both of those and expect somehow, like you can't let the enemy team have both of those good things and somehow be able to come on. Like what's left? We have the better luck. You know, like you gotta get a win somewhere. If you're not winning the draft, you better execute.
I'm interested to see how Avors does his last ban, because in the last game he banned out both the Chen and the Enchantress. And he's just trying to push art style into this Bane or Witch Doctor. That's it. That's all he plays. Like that's all he's played for the last like 25 matches of his. It's been Chen, Enchantress, Witch Doctor, Bane. He has not gone outside of this four hero pool on the supports. And it's kind of showing, because Navi's not finding rotation timing. Like if they have the Chen and the Enchantress, they look for a pushing timing, or they look for this combo with the Faceless Void to give a huge amount of DPS out with Impetus, but that doesn't exist anymore. Tsuneko's now going to first pick up the Faceless Void, and Team Empire, like, Oracle and ES got taken out. But you've kind of got everything you would want to get at this point. The VS is still available in the pool, the most obvious counter to the Faceless Void.
There's very clearly like one of these 1-2 pickups, and probably Invoker. I think that's, like I was thinking about it in my head, if you have the 3 combination, which this is probably going to happen a lot, by the way, because it's just naturally that's the way things are going to end up in drafts. Is that there's going to be Faceless Void, Invoker, and Venge left out in the pool. And those are probably going to be like 3 higher priority pickups. Now, if that's the case, what's your first pick? Is it Invoker? In which case they get Faceless Void and Vengeful Spirit, which is tough because then they have one of the best, like, they have a support that works well with Faceless Void and is also one of the best counters to Faceless Void. Do you take Vengeful Spirit? And then they get a really powerful combination, Faceless Void and Invoker. Right?
Yep.
I really think that the best option is actually getting Faceless Void and letting them go for Invoker Vengeful Spirit. Yes, they get a counter in Faceless Void, but you can't let them have Void Invoker, and you may not also be comfortable with first picking Invoker and letting them have Void Spirit.
Saying this again, I
gotta get like a Wisp Tiny combination or something in here.
But they didn't run any combos.
They're
like
just running too much, like too slow of a draft. And this is what Navi have been kind of doing. They've been running Faceless Void, Ember Spirit, but they've got to get one of their lineups where they have like Quap, Night Stalker, Tiny Wisp, and just go, because clearly this tempo is not good enough to beat Team Empire. They've got to get a little bit dirty.
It's not even the go time for the combos. It's even just a basic combo, like we saw it last night with the Faceless Void and Skywrath Mage. Like, you're able to run it, like, yeah, it was like an absolute plague of TI4, but that's not the point. It's the fact that you're able to actually have that dual combo, and you can engage the second you get Chronosphere without having to wait until, okay, what do we got? We got Tiny. Okay, now he's 4-4, we can attack around the map. Relocate is finally up, so now we can do something there. It's all a little odd. Even like Team Empire, when they pick up the Wisp, they get more action heroes that can do stuff early on. They still ran, I think it was the DK combo that was theirs. You've got these things that give so much more presence, but Tsuneko seems to be very stubborn with his draft with this. Like, he keeps going Wisp or Wyvern in the first 2. This keeps happening. He either gets Wisp, Wyvern, Chen, or an Enchantress in the first phase, every single time. And it's almost worth just waiting until later on because Havor's had the same reaction he had to the Wisp pickup last time.
Navi's
Ban
turn
out
to
the
pick.
Nature's Prophet.
Yeah, and he's also banning away the same exact 3/4 heroes.
Yep.
Lycan and Spirit Breaker. And now Team Empire get one of the best combo heroes to go with Faceless Void. I would have actually expected Navi to get Witch Doctor this time around, just for the sake of getting something different.
Yeah.
Like,
And
get the Witch
it's just
Doctor
blocking
Void
yourself
and
because
leave
you
the
pick
Wisp
up the
out.
Wisp at this point. Like, why wouldn't you leave the Wisp until the second phase and then make
that's-
Team
10
Empire
seconds
actually think
remaining.
about their draft?
Nah, it's because they know it's going to be banned away.
Yeah, but then
If
you
it makes it to the
5
3/4.
seconds
I
remaining.
think I
if
agree
it doesn't,
with
then
you.
you're good. But like right now, you kind of lock yourself into this draft, into this timing kind of play.
Reserve time.
I mean, I'm with you. I would much rather see them have Witch Doctor than Wisp at this point. But,
Yeah, it just feels odd.
um,
Like you're drafting, so the second part of your phase will make your lineup work.
Silencer.
Oh boy!
Team
All right,
Empire's
Navi here.
turn to pick.
Sineko's cracking. He's either cracking good or he's cracking bad. It's either he's lost it and the draft is going to be terrible, or he's lost it in a good way and he's mad and he's figured out a way to be able to beat out Team Empire in their very early to mid game control game with lots of aggression.
You want?
I'm not sure which way it is yet.
Do
Right
you-
now, I'm gonna side with bad.
Do you want to guess Silence's success
5
rate in this
seconds
patch?
remaining.
I bet it's not real good. I bet it's like 40%.
Lower.
Reserve time.
Wow.
It's 32. He has had 25 losses and 12 victories on this Silencer
I
in
don't-
the current patch.
They really gotta get some goddamn early game in here.
They actually.
Navi cannot like.
Okay.
I'm not sure. Sure, this is going to be like some sort of weird silencer carry or
It's
something. I don't
the
know.
last time it was
Turn to
played
pick.
by Navi was actually on Art Style. They ran a support Silencer with General playing an offlane Earthshaker. They played it with the Wisp combo.
Please no.
It was a Dendy Bat Rider and a Didier Spectre. That was their last game. They
Jeez.
played the Silencer.
Please, Navi, don't do that. Okay,
Team
OD, I would
Empire's
much rather have
turn
seen
to
the
bat.
Zeus right here. Not necessarily for anything about Team Empire's lineup. I actually think OD is probably better against Team Empire's lineup, but just for the fact that I needed to see them get some early game. Like,
10
try and
seconds
control the
remaining.
game for once, rather than letting Team Empire always be the ones to,
5 seconds remaining.
at 25 minutes, are the ones who pushing down towers and
Reserve
have
time.
more map control and all that sort of thing.
Do you remember what we said about this Fate Void OD combo? It was last night during the, I think it was the American Finals.
Navi's
And we
turn
said
to
this
ban.
30 minutes into the game, after we had 3 big team fights and 3 Chronospheres. And all 3
Team
occasions, the
Empire's
OD could
turn
not get
to
in
pick.
position to attack the heroes inside the Chronosphere.
I mean, that was what you.
That was what I said.
I'm not sure if I completely agree with. I still think the combination is fine.
I would like to just see something like a Dragon Lance or a Blink Dagger. Like, it's Dendy, so more than likely we're gonna get a Blink Dagger on him, but it's this Rod of Atos build that we got in that game that just make it so impossible.
I mean, eventually you always go Blink
10
Dagger on
seconds
OD. Like right
remaining.
now, it seems to be a bit delayed by the Rod of Atos and stuff, but you always go Blink
5
Dagger for
seconds
the
remaining.
self-imprisonment and Blink out.
Night
Just because it's
Stalker.
it's so powerful. Oh, look, there's the hero that I
Navi's
wanted to
turn
Navi
to
to
pick.
actually have in this draft, but of course they went for the Faceless Void. I mean, a good tempo controller. I think that Night Stalker is still one of the winners of this patch. I think the 3 and 4 position Night Stalker are quite valuable, and I would like to see more of them when we head into Shanghai. Because I think that that the Iron Talon allows this hero. Well, I
10
have
seconds remaining.
my eyes have been kind of open about. Like at first, I was just bitter about Iron Talon, and I was just like,
5
wait,
seconds
stupid
remaining.
item.
Well, that's only because you had Jungle Legion
Um,
Commanders in every single game you played.
Yeah, and it was just like offlaners could just abandon the
Reserve
lane and
time.
stuff. But my eyes have been open that the offlane doesn't actually work that way that much. You do need to keep presence there in order to make sure the supports aren't able to rotate around or stack and do that sort of thing. So you can't just fully abandon the lane. But Night Stalker is, I think, one of the few exceptions because he comes online so early. It's minute 4 that he is finally like that Iron Talon works out for Night Stalker. Now he may not go for it right away. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised by this whatsoever. They don't go for like an early game controller and they go with a combination hero with a face void. They seem so confident. I don't know why, but they seem so confident they're going to be able to get the Chronosphere combination this time around.
If they don't, they've got no real stuns to work with from their support team. These cores just cannot be shut down. But you got Nightstalker, Witch Doctor, VS, Ven, Invoker. All of them have abilities to control up these cores.
I wonder what it is about the silencer. Or position silencer in this game. I mean,
what's the point of it?
It's good
like,
against Invoker's combination.
You stop the Witch Doctor.
Stop the Witch Doctor ults. Like, if they swap, like, that's your key to pop your ultimate and stuff.
Once that BKB arrives from this vent, like, obviously there's timing to dispel the silence, but...
Yeah, because that's the biggest issue in my head about Navi's lineup, is that while you're lacking stuns, you don't have good initiation. The escalation!
It happened for the first time Arstal actually have an advantage here. He's still holding on to an Observer Ward, he's still holding on to the Courier as well, because he don't want to waste any time. And Nofia's just going to run out of here. He understands if he throws that Observer Ward down, he's lost it.
I thought Nofir actually saw him place the ward.
No. Arstal, when he came up, he was hugging this side of the tree line. So nice. Because of it, Nofir walked down that direction, see past that tree. He actually played the Fog of War beautifully. That's why I thought when he hooked into the corner, he would let the ward go down just so they could de-ward it, and again, start Dendi at level 2.
That hasn't worked out for them in any other game, but...
It's still like, what are you going to do? It's like, well, okay, Denny's level 2, before the clock even counts down to 0, we've lost, everyone. We've lost, because Denny's got an extra level. There's too much overconfidence from Snako then. Is that what you're trying to say, Cap?
I'm saying maybe Navi need to do some mumbo-jumbo.
Where are you off to, Didiro?
Figure out how to make this game different than all the others.
There's no one here. Okay, they're coming up to ward. They're gonna sentry ward the side camp on the bottom lane. Bavors normally when he plays the off lane like this, like an off lane melee hero, he doesn't actually go for that camp until about 4 minutes in.
Yeah, you don't want to unless it's a really tough tri lane. Like they have gotten 2 very strong kill supports as well as a potential kill carry. You shouldn't go Iron Talon first on Nightstalker. You definitely shouldn't do that. And in this sort of game, like, I'm looking at their lineup, Silencer, Ember Spirit, that's harassive, but I think Havos is still good to play this forward in the lane, just because it's a dual lane. So he should definitely play part of the laning phase, pick up the Iron Talon, as you said, about 4 minutes, start playing around with that camp. He'll make rotations from jungle to lanes to jungle to lanes, and that's the real beauty of Nightstalker. He progresses his farm during nighttime via Iron Talon plus Hunter in the Knight's attack speed, and he's still putting pressure on the lanes because even if he's not ganking, he's off map. And if he's off map, you don't know when he's ganking. So you just have to play safe or potentially get caught.
I love the efficiency play that Empire tried to go for there. Nofir threw down one of his branches to make a happy tree. So FN could instantly just munch it with one of the shared tangos.
So this is something that I think FN did very well last game or something like that. It was like, as soon as you start taking damage, go for the efficiency play. Drop the branch and eat away with one of your shared tangos. Because you want to still continue to play aggressive, but you don't want to be limited by your shared tango cooldown. Yep. That can actually hurt mid sometimes. When they're over-reliant, they use their first tango too late, and then they need to use their second tango, but it's not ready. So they just have to play passive and lose CS.
General's taking so much damage up on that top lane, but no surprise. It's a double stun line he's up against, so just surviving in that lane for him needs to be a positive thing. And FN's having a hard time getting this mid lane control established. Obviously he's up against an OD and a Wisp. And Wisp now also has his bottle arriving. So this lane is just mana spam galore.
Not a fun lane for FN. Doing well for himself though in the beginning, 7-2. You're gonna expect him to always be behind the OD. His OD is he's just a strong mid. You couple it with the Wisp, how do you beat that? Like, because your Fort Spirits don't let you win the lane.
Denny's build also, like, I'm a little bit surprised there, because I thought he would go for at least 1 point up in the Astral.
No, you go early levels of Arcane Orb because the increased damage that it does to quote-unquote illusion, which also includes Fort Spirits. It's just summon units in general, it shouldn't say illusions.
It's also like with a 4-second takeout time, like controlling up the lane so big old Diddy Ra, he's in real trouble. This could actually be the first blood right now. This heal is coming in from Snako. They actually group up together and take the Sunstrike. The Malediction pop is enough. Snako doesn't have another heal. Diddy Ra, okay, he'll survive.
He had to use the healing salve though. That's still a big win for Empire that they forced him to use every bit of regen he has, and he's still low. So Havost can still play really far forward in this lane. He's getting everything he wants. That was a nice rotation. I did not expect that for No Fear to rotate so early.
Those
But-
quick reactions from Snako.
But I guess it does make sense, right? If you look at what the lane they're dealing with, Face's Void is actually quite strong versus Witch Doctor because you undo damage that was done. So Maledict isn't nearly as powerful because it's based off of what damage is done.
Yep.
So if you return back to the marker where Maledict originally hit you, it means that every tick doesn't deal damage. So if they don't actually have kill power against Face's Void, what's the point of keeping that extra support there?
I'm really keeping my eyes a lot more on this mid lane because I want to see how well the OD works. You mentioned that like Face's Void as well as the Ember Spirit.
Oh, is Artsal dead at bottom? Yeah, he's dead. Support that doesn't have stun. What happens? You get munched on. Night Stalker just runs you down.
It just hit nighttime.
Yeah. And by the way, his farm is actually pretty insane. To have Boots, Wand, and Iron Talent by 4 minutes in, and now has another 600 gold because he just got a kill.
Dream start for a Night Stalker.
Yeah, he's going to control this game so heavily.
Dendi really getting up in the face of the Invoker. He doesn't have the ulti yet, but with the help of Snako, like there's a lot of damage into FM, but not enough to get the kill. No Fear. With the Malediction as well as the Paralyzing Cask causes enough issues that Dendi has to back out. And now support arrives from Snako. Okay, that's a little... Yep, okay. I'm like, now it can bottle up, and that'll be great, but no. That Dendi's bottle that just flew in on the courier.
I wonder why they played that so aggressively. Against a Witch Doctor who they know is roaming.
Yeah, if you had your level 6, then I'd understand it, because
Yeah.
then it'd be a kill. Like, Dendi had a lot of intelligence currently stolen at that point. It would definitely have been a guaranteed kill, but... So it wasn't.
One of those unnecessary risks. Because what happens if they get caught with a cast where it bounces between the two? They're super screwed.
World of pain.
Or like Night Stalker picks up an early TP.
Team Empire, here they go again. Sunstrike, Arstar's walking into the edge of it. And Diddy Ra tries to fight this one out. Obviously he's got his flame card to protect him, but they've already got the pick. And that's great for FN. Like, he gets the assist in that kill, but there's still a presence.
Iron Talent is too efficient to say no to, but it's almost one of those games that maybe you don't need it. Because he's able to play so aggressively in his lane, he doesn't need to play in jungle at all. Maybe he could have gotten like a faster urn or something like that and played off of that.
But if you switch to the jungle, then there's not as much space for heroes like the Witch Doctor. Like, unless he's just fully rotating.
Yeah, it really does go back to the idea of staying off map puts pressure on the enemy.
You never know where he's going to gank. Invoker's now doing the same kind of thing. Like, he's just... Okay, he's gone into his own jungle. Havorst is heading home at the moment. Witch Doctor's now disappeared. You almost wonder, like, what's Na'Vi meant to do about this? Like, Arstar moves to the mid lane, but if all three of those heroes were smoked up and trying to gank up Dendi, he's dead. Arstar can't stop him, because he's a support silencer. Like,
Yeah, look how much vision they've laid down in that mid lane too. Like they had a mid ward right away, which is fine. Then they double that down now just recently with this top laning ward. That's to see Night Stalker rotations as cross. They still need to put one in like this area in the bottom part of the river, so they can see rotations through this ramp area by the Night Stalker as well. But right now, I guess playing two heroes mid, they feel okay about it. And Havos is showing a lot at bottom lane, and I think this is fine. This is why I was like, kind of like, maybe this is the one game where Iron Talent isn't necessary because he can stay bottom and continue to keep pressure on Ember.
this is a little weird. Now, Paralyzing Cask, Malediction came out as well. Over on Diddy Ra, his Flame Guard protected him a hell of a lot. But this is the last 30 seconds of nighttime, and Avorst, Void's back off cooldown. He just needs vision over on Snako. The Sunstrike was coming in for it, but Avorst is the man to get the kill with the Void. They chase after Diddy Ra. There's no Flame Guard for 13 more seconds. Denny will rotate over, but then the
no,
can't catch both of them. Force will find the double kill. Even a fresh malediction over on Dendy. There's no Void right now, and the life of No Fear is practically nothing. He's hiding in the tree lines, hoping not to get scattered out, and Denny can't find him. Oh, no, No Fear! Listen to HY, stay in the bloody trees, but he's dead. OD will find the kill. So Denny's rotation isn't completely in vain. But still, you just lost your Ember as well as your Wisp, and you gave a double kill to a Night Stalker at the end of the first nighttime. He ends the first nighttime with every single one of the kills. It's 4 kills for Revorce.
And look at the other side of the map. Empire farming away on Aloha Dance. He's once again 77 CS.
Once again, he's already moving into the jungle.
Yeah. 25 denies as well. Why General's pretty underleveled. It's the same problem that he has dealing with Morphling. Is that the enemy carry will focus so much on denying against you. It's even worse against Morphling.
You know what this kind of players reminded me of? Do you remember like when EG were doing this, when Fear was playing their #1 position? And they'd always do this to give AUI space, so a hero who would really rely on having, well, not rely, but be massively affected by getting more levels. Like, it's the same kind of thing. You get that helm, you instantly go into the jungle, give them space, move over, take the Ancients, no one falls behind, your entire team goes ahead, and the opposition have a choice. Like, do you try and gank that safe laner support, which doesn't really get you that much, or do you try and stop the Zen from farming?
Yeah, it's a good... What? Huh? Oh, he had invis. Sorry, he was
He's
like
trying to work out today.
No, he was smoked, and then like he also had invis. So then I saw the smoke pop, and then I was like, what the hell? All right. So yeah, you're exactly right. Like that's what the kind of position that they're forced into. They get a gank that is essentially subpar. And if that gank doesn't happen, what people have learned about Vengeful Spirit is that as a support, it's no longer that support that swaps and dies.
Lost. He just wants an Echo. That seems to be all he wants, but he's going to find General. General's already time-walked himself out of here. Now, Havors does have the 1 point up in silence. He's holding on to it for now. In 1 second time, that jump comes back off cooldown, and that's what he waited for. Perfect timing. Then he's going to rotate over. Now, he's actually got the Eclipse, but he's only stolen 8, now 12 intel, but that may be enough, but not when Aloha Dance keeps the chain stun going with Funnick. And Dandy will drop on the top lane. This time, his rotation not as successful. Unless you want to count the saving of a Faceless Void.
Not sure what he was really thinking there. Danny's rotations have been very lackluster. There's a bottom one where he like cast himself. This one where he tries to save, but he really can't. Self-killed instead.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Well, there goes your top tower now. Aloha Dance has enough money for a Blink Dagger. When you're gonna be feeling this confident in the game, is it still the game where you want to go a Blink Dagger, or do you try and build for something bigger? Knowing you're going up against a lot of potential control and burst damage, do you get... Okay, never mind.
No, I think that's...
It's a Blink Dagger anyway.
I think that we have fully shifted away. I mean, I keep bringing it up, but I haven't seen one since that flavor of the month time where we saw the Spens go Helmet Dominator into like FY, and it was a very slow build up on Sven that allowed you to accumulate a huge amount of farm. I haven't seen a single one of those, and I think we've fully shifted away from that. I think people realize Sven is just too slow. If you go any other kind of build, I mean, he's already a bit questionable if you go the Helmet Dominator build and his farm is contested in any way.
Smoke break. Funnick. Runs up on Tadeko. He's in a little bit of trouble right now. The Global Silence is going to be used now. They've only gotten 1 kill. This Global Silence won't last really that long. And Aloha Dance instantly pounces onto Io. No fear. He goes for the ulti, but already Diddy Ra has spirited himself away. Denny comes in. The Eclipse available, but there's no intelligence stolen. He hasn't thrown out a single orb yet against Team Empire. So it's just a 1-for-1 trade-off. And Diddy Ra, he finds an extra pick. He can call out the Witch Doctor. Sunstride's coming in, he'll hit on Denny, but a good ulti there from General with a big Chronosphere. Catching the Invoker, catching the Night Stalker. Invoker though on 23 HP runs away. General cannot catch up, and now Na'Vi, they're too deep under the tower, hunting after the kill. Then keeps the control on the river over on Havors.
Oh, the swap!
Wait, pulling back in. FN's so low.
No.
On the cleave. Okay, no, Faceless Boy still gets the hit. Not enough damage in time.
Oh, Funnick almost saved him. If FN had reacted faster to him being swapped and had started running the other direction, he would have been okay, but General gets the kill he was searching for. Not a bad fight for Na'Vi. That was actually very good for them.
It was pretty much straight trades.
Yeah, but I think that Empire pretty solidly ahead in both experience and gold, because again, the way they're using Sven, it's like Aloha Dance he's doing it well, but he has like the easiest job in this game. Deals with an offlaner that can't truly kill you, so he just focuses on CSing, stacking, farming, and he's literally playing game 2 and game 3 exactly the same, because Na'Vi both times had drafted themselves heroes that just failed to contest. Like, what are you gonna do? They did it once. They rotated Seneko to the top lane as a wisp at level 4 or something like that. That would never kill a Sven, but it killed the support. The best they can do is actually smoke the Ember all the way up to the top lane, and even then it's questionable.
There is a small change in his build. Aloha actually went for the Crystallis first. In the previous game, he went for the BKB as his next major item after the Blink Dagger.
Yeah, it's fine. I think the heavier amount of directed damage against heroes like OD or Ember Spirit is pretty worth it. Even actually Faceless Void. You can pop them before they have the chance to be able to respond with anything. It's a really big win. And the BKB isn't powerful as it was last game. Like, most of your you've got chains and imprisonment, but that's about it.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Here comes the movement from Team Empire. 3-man smoke move. Artstyle is the one who's closest, and her Vorce is going to see him. So, no global stance because he gets silenced. Sunstrike comes in and helps to get, actually does take the kill. A relocate from Snake, tries to free him up. A nice Chronosphere cancels off that ulti from No Fear, but they've already lost Tandy. And now with the TP in from Diddy Ra, he has to spirit himself instantly out of the fight. He TP'd himself into, and Snake's also got no choice but to come back into the engagement. He gets stunned up, but the tether takes him just far enough away. He'll survive. Aloha comes in, there's one swing. The Wisp will go down. Tower as well. Team Empire. And if one thing really describes what I feel has come out from Team Empire in this game, it's not just gaining momentum, it's instantly searching for more momentum. The smoke up, the move, the tower play, after what was an even trade fight, they wouldn't have been happy with that. They instantly go in for another fight, and Na'Vi are always stumbling backwards. Diddy Ra, I think he instantly regretted coming into that mid lane. Yeah,
this actually could be the most one-sided game of the series. The Night Stalker, like, he's gonna have Aghanim's by the 3rd night time. I mean, that's so good.
Motohar's gonna finally finish up Roshan. Once he's got Aghanims, there's no way Na'Vi can really surprise him. Like, even with the time walk in, like, you're gonna see it coming.
Yeah.
Now, this may be the moment for Na'Vi. Sophia outside the base, his death wall's off cooldown right now. Global silence, it will be expended, but where's your Chrono? The lead from General, they don't have it. Yet they are still trying to take this fight. And wonderful double searing chains from Diddy Ra. They bring down the Witch Doctor already, so no ulti from him. Sunstrike damage, that's not enough. They just keep chasing after Vorce, and another double searing chains from Diddy Ra. Spirit one way, back again, slices up a Vorce. Artstyle, he'll be brought down by FN, and FN just blinks away in time before General can attack. It's a 3-for-1 trade-off, and Roshan's down at 2.3k life. Empire may have just given a window here for Na'Vi to actually get a foothold back in this game.
That was actually the kind of fight where you wanted BKB on the Sven, because if he can BKB, silence off, and turn and fight.
Aloha doesn't have mana. Like, even if he jumps in, there's no stun. Yeah, they're not doing that. There's no way they're doing that.
No. Well.
We have ourselves a game. No longer the most one-sided game of the series.
This is true. Though I do kind of remember the storyline. Empire have a game in their hands, which is almost unlosable. Do something silly and lose Roshan to Na'Vi.
The tier 1 tower is still available, so if you really do want to like replay the games of our lives, like, that would be one way to do it.
Oh, look at it go!
What are they going to gain out of that? Andy could get his Blink Dagger.
Even
Ember
Blink?
Spirits will start building the Battle Fury.
Dendy is
still
actually
really
not
far
going.
behind.
He's going for the Rod of Atos. The funny thing is, without the BKB on this event, it makes more sense. But the other funny thing is,
Bottom tower is
even
under
though we
attack.
bought Crystal's second item, he's still gonna have the BKB in one recipe's time. By the time Denny finishes off the Rod of Atos, that BKB will be done.
I'm not sure why I said Blink Dagger. Maybe I just said it to appease you, Toby.
Yeah, just because of my I would prefer to see Dragonlance.
That is the thing.
Dire's
It
middle
is
tower
a thing.
under
thing.
attack.
I cast a couple of Dragonlance OD games in combination with Faceless Void, and then I was actually okay with the combination. Okay, so Na'Vi, this time around they'll take the tier 1 tower without Empire contesting them. So there's no horrendous fight around the tier 1 tower for them. Faceless Void, is it Aghanim Scepter time for General?
Yeah, he'll probably start. Oh no, he probably goes Blink Dagger in this game. Actually, if his item progression was faster, I think you could maybe squeeze in an Ags before Empire push high ground, because you're again probably looking at the timing of 30-35 minutes. So maybe you could squeeze in an Ags, but I think that the safer option is most definitely Blink Dagger, because your biggest thing is you need to be able to. When push comes to shove, you have to get the best possible Chronosphere when Empire go high ground. It doesn't necessarily... Not necessarily better to have a Chronosphere every 60 seconds. It's about that one Chronosphere that defends the high ground push.
They can't try to defend bottom?
Tower is
Yeah, they
under
are.
attack.
He's coming in from the Faceless Void. Leap forward, Chrono's on a force. The relocate's coming in as well. Arstar was already in the neighborhood, but no Fierce is going to TP out directly in front of him. So a force is dead. Daytime kill against him. They need a stun, and they got it from Diddy Ra. Phonic will also be picked up.
These last two fights, Navi are practically dead even, because you're going to watch the net worth climb back up as Navi probably takes another tower. 2 fights, a Roshan, 2 towers.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Not sure. I don't think they can get a 3rd tower unless they somehow win a 3rd fight. That would be just silly from Empire. They got caught once, they got caught twice. You get fooled a 3rd time, then.
You got your BKB as well from Aloha Dance, so yeah, there's no way that Na'Vi should be able to take the next fight.
Yeah. So, yep, there's the Blink Dagger. Oh.
If General does get like Chrono before that BKB gets up from this event, can you actually inflict enough damage onto
No.
this event inside the Chrono to kill him?
No. you want to know why? Because they don't have damage supports. That's why.
Yeah.
But what they can
I
do,
silence him. Oh.
what they can do is damage other people, perhaps caught inside the Chronosphere. Or they can damage this Sven enough that he can't fight, and then you maybe run him down or run the other heroes down.
True, he burns his BKB as like a retreat item.
Yeah,
as opposed to aggression.
The ideal scenario is you catch him in the Chronosphere, yeah, but you catch other heroes, you kill those other heroes, and then you imprison it. You imprison him towards the end of the Chronosphere, so you lock him out of the fight just even longer. And then by the time he's back up, you're ready to kite him.
Movements coming in from Na'Vi. They feel a moment up on top. That Aegis, you still got a little bit of time left on it, but it's General who's getting called out by a Vorse and Phonic. Sunstrike's on the way in, a little bit too far away. Global Silence also going to go to work because it's no fear who gets called out, but General, the double Chrono will now connect. FN pushes him back, and Dandy, he got caught on the edge of the Chronosphere, and Aloha with a cleave actually takes a huge chunk off, well, one Dandy, but more of it off the Io. The swaps around as well. Arsal tries to keep fighting. Phonic is low. Dandy, that ulti is available. He's just using the Orbit tanks at the moment to get the kills, taking out the Invoker. They move over to a Vorse. Aloha Dance now with that Ghost Drain trick, and holy crap! OD! Dandy just gets evaporated. Vorse will also run out of here. Diddy Ra in 2 seconds, 1 second. He's got his chance, and he just goes for the Searing Chains onto a Vorse. They look for more damage at Arsal. Aloha will chase him down, and up a little bit further. Vorse still on the run. Sleight of Fist. It bounces up, but it also went into the creep, which is not the play from Diddy Ra. He will really want to get out of here, 1, which he'll successfully do, and 2, buy up that Battle Fury now. What a tight clustered fight.
You know, I must have thought you were calling the play-by-play of Aloha Dance chasing down Silencer, because their stuns were coming off at the same exact time. The difference was, obviously, Aloha Dance managed to get the kill on the Silencer, and is going to get the kill on Snako as well, for some reason. That's awkward some reason is because Snako should not be there if they literally just took a top and won. But The difference is Nightstalker lives, and he now completes his Aghanim Scepter. So by the third nighttime, you have total control of the game, or at least you should. You get a gem. The only thing that Na'Vi can actually do to correctly contest you now, because they don't have better team fight and they don't have the initiation, just because of Stalker, the only thing you could do is smoke. If you smoke and force a fight, you have a chance. But very likely, Empire will still manage to get the jump on you. That Ag's upgrade is just so... Unfortunately, it doesn't look like anyone can afford a gem for them just yet.
Is under attack.
Like, FN could buy it, maybe, but it doesn't look like he wants to.
There's no way he wants to spend that kind of money on a gem.
But it'll come soon.
In the meantime, Diddy Ron's getting more and more farm.
General, is he gonna get a... He wants to catch the Invoker with a relocate play right now.
Well, he jumps down,
And he'll get
unfortunately.
him.
Oh, he actually got him. But where do you relocate here? Okay, you're going to relocate up a little bit higher. Diddy Ra is the man to be brought in.
Wait,
but they didn't
what?
bring any detection
Oh,
with them.
what the
There's
hell?
no way they can catch him. Avort and Funnick will come in, but with the
Come on,
Aghanim Scepter,
homies.
they see everything. They kill Seneko off, which means Diddy Ra does not get sent back safely. In fact, now he gets death water and brought down. General's in the tree line, perfectly visible, and they need Havors. Havors, get your ass back over here. No, he's too busy beating his former captain in the face over in the tree line. Say goodbye to the silencer. And Team Empire, the night time also just ran out. He had darkness anyway, so it wouldn't have mattered. But oh, Na'Vi. Na'Vi.
What the hell was the point of that? I mean, if you don't bring vision, you're just asking to lose.
Especially up against an Invoker who he's level 15, he's got a point up in wax.
He also has Ag, so he guaranteed has a point in wax, you know? It's like... Yeah, that was very silly.
God, the Empire. The new order right now. The remnants of Na'Vi have now made a stronger, better offshoot government.
Is under attack.
And they're going to take out the tier 3 tower in the bottom lane. Ember's up in 5 seconds time, but really,
Radiant's
are you
bottom
ready to
tower
fight?
has fallen.
Like, Dandy can't even TP back yet. He's got to wait 5 seconds until his TP comes back off cooldown. And by that time, the boss of bottom rack, the big Bruno,
my God.
catching out 4. Then his TP is starting now, but he's not here to do any of the damage. They break free the BKB and the cleave. Empire, they're going to go through them one by one. Aloha's taken out 2. The sun's still on cooldown for the moment, but they've gotten what they need, Team Empire, until they group up like that. That's not what they need. The Slide of Fist does a lot of work with that Battle Fury up. Force may actually be a casualty of war now. He turns for the fight, but the Stormbolt. Aloha's coming in for it again. Dandy protecting his teammate for the moment, but there's too much damage. Now Dandy, where is that ulti? He doesn't, now he throws it, but he only got one. Finally, he'll actually get the second. The triple kill in total, and they'll slow down the Invoker. This time,
no,
there's no
Dandy, why?
escape. FN's actually gonna die.
Oh, I
The
thought Dandy would...
tornado would not be enough to kill off Dandy.
I thought he was gonna die to that tornado. That would have been the like silliest death ever. But I guess he's got no level of Wex, so it's all good.
The person who
God.
got the most out of that fight was actually the silencer. Come over 2.1k gold and 3.1k experience.
All right, guys.
Wait, how much he's actually
Time
sold
for me to
18
be a
intelligence.
cemetery. Yeah, I mean it's just natural. You're gonna be a part of some kills.
Yeah, but it's the fact that he actually survives through the kill instead of dying at the initial outset. Like that's definitely helping in their case.
I mean,
When you've got low mana pool heroes like the Night Stalker in this event.
He is 100% not semi-carry potential, nor is he proven to be a strong pick by art style. Like it's very much like you get a 5-man Chronosphere and you can't do anything with that. Like that's probably a problem with drafting, if not positioning. And they definitely had some supports who were in range of that 5-man Chronosphere. Other supports would have been able to dominate that kind of setup. Unfortunately, a Silencer Wisp literally just like bleep blooped their way into the Chronosphere together and did nothing.
Well, now Empire get to go for Roshan. Na'Vi, they do have the relocate up, and that means that they can bring Dandy into this fight. Issue is that Ira still pushing at the bottom lane. By the time they get to Roshan, it's going to be too late. General, actually, is this it? Blake, Chrono, Roshan, he's already down. They can't go now. It's too late.
Yeah, that would be so risky. Blind jump, try and get a Chronosphere. They wouldn't even have they wouldn't have the Ember Spirit there.
Arstal's dead. He's also walking around with a gem. They just BT4 to catch up to him. Like, he can Glimmercape, but it's now Empire's reveal.
Save him, Seneko.
No, he breaks free of the Glimmer Cape. This is actually quite huge because now Na'Vi, like, they lose the gem.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
And it goes into, like, okay, so they got double gems. You can send the other one back. The Force is already running around with this unobstructed, like,
is under attack.
also, like,
Radiant's middle
revealing
tower
vision.
is under attack.
Gem.
Clear vision.
That's the word. Phrase, thing.
Map hack. That is also
legal.
Legal map hack.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Aloha Dance, all he has left is
Dire's
to
bottom
lose his
tower
Aegis,
is
pick up
under
the
attack.
Moon Shard like he did last time.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
I'd be down with an AC this time around though.
Here they come. No fortification for Na'Vi, so they can't easily defend this. Buyback's only available for Dendi as well as Faceless Void General. Aloha. He's just burning up the damage they've got. Unfortunately, this kind of has like a bad part of it because Dendi is just dealing experience at the same time. And this makes his ulti a lot more powerful, not to mention his phasing attack. Now the Chrono! They
That's
caught
perfect.
Aloha in the middle of the BKB. They're still going to damage that can kill the bastard, and now they can do it. Aloha will drop. Dendi will get himself a double kill, and the rest of Empire just TP out, accepting the fate of their teammates.
Yeah, like it's a one-man chrono, but that was the chrono they desperately needed.
It was the man they wanted.
Yeah, well played by General. Coming in at the right time. Got an Arcane Rune. They could actually fight again in 90 seconds with that Arcane Rune. How long does it last? It'll last like an absurd amount of time. Probably not long enough for the Chronosphere though.
It's only a 30-second time, isn't it?
Dire's middle
No, I
tower
think it's...
Relocate coming, divorced. Okay, Snako, interesting.
What was that?
He went. I think the call was like, "Do you want to come, Dendi?" And Dendi would be like, "No, no, 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 no."
Daddy's just screaming, no, I don't want to go.
Not like this. Not like this.
This is where we throw the game again. Don't do it, guys. I mean, the game, let's be real, the throw is the wrong word, because the game is very difficult for Na'Vi right now, but...
It's difficult, but there's glimmers of hope if you're Na'Vi.
Yes, there
is.
is.
Like, the kill count looks a lot closer, but we know, obviously, we're back in that same position of how do you keep up with this event. Now, the Ember, he can. Like, this is different to what we had in the previous game, where the Spectre just cannot do so. But it means you're still repairing a big deficit. You've got to get control of the map back. You're down a bottom ranks and your mid ranks is exposed. So even though like Empire's advantage and experience doesn't exist, it actually belongs to Na'Vi right now. The goal's still a long way down and the momentum is against you.
Yeah.
You need to have big disables, you need to have big controls. And it's probably the reason too now that Dendi is building in what appears to be a Scythe of Vice. He could go Shivas, but I don't see it being as effective here as like a straight out Hex onto this vent.
Let's not also forget that Empire do not have any disables that go through BKB. So when Denny's on the front lines like this, the only person who can really challenge him and to keep him from being able to right-click people and build up intelligence for a big ult
Goodbye, Didira.
is the Sven.
He just walked into an Aghanim Scepter. The relocate doesn't save either. Snako actually just straight back. And goodbye.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Oh no.
That
Na'Vi, not like this. They were getting so close again. It's like game one over again, where it's like if they just played out.
Oh, General! He's stunned up! The Global Silence to give General a little bit of space. They've already doubly bought back. They need the Chronosphere. Aloha's on the front line. FN's in pretty close as well, so General can jump forward. He gets both of them in the Chronosphere. The Sleight of Fist damage is there, but they need to kill off Aloha. Denny drops the ulti. Sven will go down. They'll chase up after FN. Diddy Russ right there behind him with Seneko. FN will die. And now it's Team Empire is trying to throw the washboard over the side of the ship. 4 heroes down for Team Empire. And, well, was it a bait? Was it just a bait? Was that death? Looked like game throwing a bait?
The General getting caught? I don't know. I actually didn't see the way that he really got caught. But the Ember Spirit Wisp was most definitely not. Empire's still fine with that exchange because it costs buybacks, right? And no matter how much gold you got out of that on Na'Vi, maybe you even repaired the amount of gold that you used, that is still a one-time cost for the next 6 minutes that you could straight up lose the game now. And Empire, if they go for another push like that, they know we just have to kill the Ember Spirit. he's gone. We just killed this Seneko. He's gone for the next fight. There's guaranteed no opportunity for him to be there.
The downside is now Dendy has a Scythe of Vice because of that fight.
Yeah.
And now you can't just instantly blink in it. You get a BKB beforehand, and that BKB for this event is already down to 6 seconds duration. Like, this is going to become more and more problematic.
They have to find their initiation on Empire. The jump on General failing.
Bottom lane, FM. Okay, no, that's a defensive spirit. He's not controlling Jack. There's no Scythe device over on this Invoker because he went BKB.
Hey, look at that! Aloha Dance is going AC. I like it when I'm right. Doesn't happen very often, Toby, so I have to celebrate, you know?
Except you said like this series was gonna be more of like Na'Vi sided.
I mean, yeah, like I said, I'm not very often, Toby. I gotta celebrate it when it happens.
Oh, I get to be wrong.
Oh, he gets Shivas.
Yeah,
yeah, you said Scythe and...
Yeah, I was expecting Scythe because they're just looking for, like, when you got supports that don't have as much control, it seems to make a lot more sense. But a Shiva's card, like, if the BAB wears off, at least you can kite Ven a little bit more, but then he's got Warcry, which kind of, like, counters a lot of that.
No, I mean, it's a big armor increase. It's better at kiting these kind of carries. I can 100% agree with Shivas. I think it's, like, almost a little bit more standard on OD. This point in the game. I just thought you saw a plate mill somewhere, so I was with you. Sorry, a ultimate orb.
No,
I was like, oh, okay, he's going Scythe. Huh?
No, he had the perfect money to just buy the Scythe. That's the reason why I looked at it that way. But obviously, at the same time, that perfect money for a Scythe is the perfect money for Shivas as well. So. Oh. So.
They're gonna have Octarine soon on FN. I'm trying to think, like, what is their item that really stops Dendy from outputting so much damage? Because their biggest problem, and I don't think they really have anything. If they can get like Abyssal on Sven or something, like, there's that. But I don't think there's any one item that Empire can get here. It's just initiation. Like, they just have to get the right kind of initiation to make sure that Dendy can have that huge impact that he's having ever since up to BKB.
The only thing is, like, they need to have that immunity. Like, unless you start building a refresh orb so you get double your BKBs, that would be it.
Thing is that Dendy will always, like, be able to right-click somebody down.
Yeah.
Right? That not everyone's gonna have
bottom lane
prepared.
They used Ghost Strength for that one, but the stun, getting the timing right against an Ember Spirit is so difficult. That would have been pretty big, as you said. Like, Diddy Ra, kill him off. You get a long time while he's on the sidelines. Another 3 minutes until he can afford buyback. And he's just buying out anything he can, building towards that Daedalus currently.
Can't really pick the Ember Spirit, like, it's on Night Stalker, but that's still difficult. I like his play, though. Swear to God, I was just about to talk about when Night Stalker is facing Ember Spirit, you're so dependent on vision, but I sometimes wonder if Blink Dagger's the right choice. You know, like, you need something to really get yourself immediately on top of the Ember Spirit and go for that silence. And I'm always like, yeah, but the animation is still for Crippling Fear is long enough that fast Ember Spirits can jump away. But it gives you that idea, because otherwise the only chance you have is if Ember Spirit is playing badly, essentially, when he's pushing out the lane around trees. And you should never do that. You should always be sitting towards the outside of the map where the Night Stalker won't be. He'll see him coming and always be able to jump away before Crippling Fear is there. Because Empire have no immediate stuns. They never will. That's the biggest problem. Like, Ember Spirit can push out super aggressively, despite facing up against a Night Stalker, who's usually like an inhibitor of split pushes. He can push out pretty damn aggressively, given what he's up against, because there will never be a stun that should catch him if he plays it correctly.
Yeah. Because he always can just dodge the projectile.
Yeah, what are you going to do? You going to go back for an Orchid on Invoker?
No. No. You can potentially go for the Scythe, but he's getting an Octarine first. A Blink Scythe would be one way to get around it. That Flame Guard's also up, killing off Diddy Ra before he then jumps out. You need to have your stuns instantly follow up after that initiation.
Yeah, honestly, a Scythe of Ice wouldn't have been a bad idea for the next item on Invoker. I understand, like, when he's got Ags, Octarine looks really appealing.
Yeah. I'm wondering, though, then, if Diddy Ra prepares his next item. Like, he already got himself a Daedalus. He's going to start farming up now. Is it worthwhile getting a Lincoln Sphere to dodge the silence potential of Horst or the initiation of Invoker, you're dodging the other attacks pretty easily. You get at least one defensive item on what is already a glass cannon. You did say during the drafting phase that you rely more on the Faceless Void to get the Chronos off, so you can go for a glass cannon build on the Ember. Is it worthwhile getting some extra security?
Against this team, no. You're so reliant on damage at this point. You have to maximize that. You can't afford to sidestep for like a Manta so you can deal with Crippling Fear, or go for like a BKB build because you can't stand up against the Sven still. You always have to stay outside of him. So, yeah, especially in this point, like if they still had full sets of racks up, if they still had all their tier 3s, you can consider sidestepping there if Empire were like just weren't this far ahead, essentially, on their Sven. It's specifically their Sven. They're actually not that far ahead in net worth. An Invis rune. Ooh boy, is this a play? I also thought, like, is it Blink Dagger or Shadow Blade? Shadow Blade's the other item that I think is actually really good on Night Stalker when you're facing Ember Spirit.
You can see Diddy Ra. You can see where he's walking. Blink.
Why did he void?
I don't know.
What?
Silence would stop the pullback. That's the reason why we're talking about the Lincoln Sphere in the first place. But he went for void instead of the crippling fear at the initiation. Oh, whoops. Sorry.
What? Come on, almost. Do that to me. You know, I didn't want to say this, but I was gonna. Now I have to. It seems like this game number 3, we've reached that point in time where we've seen from the other games, where it's going to come down to who makes the bigger mistake at this point in time, where it's like everything's on an edge. If Empire push high ground, like I'm expecting, like this would happen in normal game, like it would be the 5-man push by Empire, and then the 5-man defense from Na'Vi, and it would be like this epic, like who's going to come out on top sort of thing. But I am more expecting who's going to make the first mistake and get caught.
Well, Horst is allowed one every game in his new position as 4, hence he became 3. It just makes sense.
Can't wait for the next emotion. No, honestly, Horst has played fantastic this series. Like his drafting has been really well done. I think every single game I've been like, I think he's won his draft.
It's kind of funny too, because he always used to be that guy that would speak up, saying like, when everyone was like, "Oh, where's the captain for Na'Vi?" and everyone just like kind of laughed off of Horst when he put himself forward. Now Horst, okay, blinks away, breaks the smoke. General gets the chrono.
Whoa, General's too
only
forward.
on Horst, and Diddy Ra, he ran him through the back lines here, but with the EMP burn, General's out of mana. Diddy Ra just gets completely blown up. He's down for 95 seconds. He's not using his buyback for the moment. We're splitting a fight. Denny is basically trapped in a corner. He'll trigger his BKB and TP out. There's no damage that will penetrate that. So it ends up just being a 1-for-1 trade-off. But if he didn't do that, like, you still understand that Diddy Ra has to buy back. Like,
why did General pursue so far? That was such a useless Chronosphere, and they're so dependent on it. Like, he's got the egg, so he can have some...
He's going for Aloha. Tornado's going to send him up. He's got Time Walk available, and he jumps away just in time. Sadeko keeps him alive. The Sunstrike. General walked into it. He's down. The imprisonment will come. Faceless Void will buy back. They want to kill an Aloha. He instantly BKBs and blinks away. Meanwhile, Na'Vi Southern Home is in trouble.
Don't push out, Na'Vi. Do not push out. This is not the time to try and punish Empire.
They're just cleaning up house, man.
I mean, that was the mistake. I sort of hate that's what it was, but push out from General was like, if he catches the Night Stalker in the position that he originally jumped, that's okay. But pursuing that far out, that far ahead of the rest of your allies, you don't have a Blink Dagger on Dendy, and he still only caught 1.
Yep.
It was so bad. It just got them into a position. Now they're sitting on the back foot. Na'Vi, this is the better play. They shouldn't immediately push out after the buyout and the BKB, but they should try and be look for an aggressive pickoff. And this 3-man smoke, what they need, because Ember Spirit's pushing out bottom lane. It's not the most obvious smoke in the world.
Oh, they find a target. Oh, Blink him. There's the chrono. He only got a Force. No fear goes to the ulti with the Aghanim Scepter, but they clean him off. Now they move over. Did he rise the name with a Force? Locked in with the Syrian chain. Saved up by Funny for General. He clipped himself. He can't get himself down for the moment, but the chase keeps going from Dendy. Already throwing out that Eclipse. Relocates on its way. It's just Saneko coming in, but helps to reveal that Funnick to find that kill. Aloha actually blinking over, playing leapfrog with General. There's 2 heroes down for Empire, which do not have a buyback. Unfortunately for Na'Vi, obviously they still have no attempt to go for Roshan.
Yeah, that's okay though. They got themselves a little bit enough space to probably push out the rest of these lanes and make another aggressive move. Unfortunately, they're still dealing with a vision issue. No, they got the gem back on Snako. So this is the important part about controlling the gem is when you do make an aggressive play like that, you need to make sure that there are no aggressive wards from Empire that catch you out the second time you try and push forward. Because now they can kind of operate based on the fact that they hold a decent amount of map control. They have to push out the bottom lane again, but mid and top are push forward. If they actually choose to push out the bottom lane and go for an aggressive move down mid or something, they need to make sure that Empire don't have that information.
I'm wondering as we now rapidly approach like the 50-minute mark, who actually has this in the late game? If we ignore the fact the bottom racks is down, and we just think about the raw 5-on-5 team fight, Ven's going to cap up pretty soon. Like, he's going to be picking up the Satanic as his next major item after he burns this cheese. And he's kind of the primary source of damage next to the Invoker, but you're up against like a Faceless Void Chrono, an OD who's got that Scythe Device plus the Shiva's Guard now, so his intel is already pretty damn high. And the Ember Spirit who's getting bigger and bigger. Okay, jump in for Forced. Just BKBs. Did you Raz being protected by Snake on the Chrono from General catching out two. Denny, unfortunately, he's got two BKB targets there. Now Punic will swap himself in. That's an easy kill for Denny, but the dash one from No Fear. Huge build damage. Enough to get one kill. The buyback comes out from Silencer, but now the BKBs are down for Team Empire. They may not be ready to fight, not when the Searing Chain catches down two. General comes back in again. Dendy, no ulti from him. He's just looking for something to throw out. Aloha Den wants to run back down the hillside as well, but he's just getting beaten to crap down. There's two heroes on the sideline for Empire. No Fear is going to join them as well. A double kill for Dendy. Havor still on the run. There's Searing Chains or something to catch him out. The jump forward from General. He gets a time lock. They'll buy enough space for the rest of Na'Vi to move forward. Havor will end up dying. That's the loss of the gem of Team Empire as well. And that is 4 heroes on the sideline with only this Ven to have a buyback. Na'Vi can now actually make a play for a counteraxe.
Looks like Na'Vi will get themselves on the board. This is good because you're asking the question. I didn't get the chance to respond because Empire forced that fight, but it's without a doubt Na'Vi have the better late game. Their offlaner is stronger than like Faceless Void is better than Night Stalker. Like the vision is amazing, but it's still ultimately utility. While Faceless Void's Chronosphere is like literally game winning most of the time. Then you have the mid comparison, Invoker and OD. I think they're actually quite similar in late game output and damage. Damage slightly to OD, but better control from the Invoker. But then it's the carries, and the Ember Spirit most definitely wins. Sven is just too reliant on his BKB, and this late into the game, it's only 5 seconds. You have 5 seconds to win the fight for your team. Otherwise, you're just going to be kited around and chipped away by Dinchirad's Ember Spirit.
Na'Vi need to do this and get the hell out. If they hang around, Death Ward's back off cooldowns, Ven's up in 5 seconds. In fact, they're leaving already before there's a chance for Empire to chase them away. So they don't get the racks, they only expose the middle for it.
FN?
Why not?
Sonic Boom!
Is Na'Vi waiting for a... They got Chrono off cooldown, so maybe they're going to try and catch Aloha out. And, well, there's the Hex from Dendy. Phonic going to swap him out. And that's probably the reason why they didn't want to commit the Chronosphere, was just because of the peril of the Phonic swap. Now they go in. Aloha caught. No BKB up. The Global Sun's going to give him the space. Spanny's down. 86 seconds. Na'Vi have opened up a huge window. They'll chase up after Phonic, and they get both of them with the Ember Spirit Spider Fist. They bounced around. And now it's just Havor and FN, the two sole survivors. Buyback is only available for FN. No one else on Team Empire has it, and Na'Vi have a chance to take a double Raxing. It's mid as well as top. They're starting on the range track of all the Raxes, which is kind of surprising. But FN, he goes in to try and defend it. He's down.
Yeah.
But
I think they know
pushes
it's
them
over.
back out again, but they're wait. Wow. Okay. There we go. He's now dead.
Turtle versus the snail. Who will win the race? FN knows he has buyback, so he just kind of has to throw himself at the enemy. But unless he's able to do something dramatic here, they've kind of lost the game.
All he can do is stall up the fight. Like, he's now going to go for another EMP tornado, but Dendy moves forward. Their sights available. FN very quick on the blink back. This is when you actually see the downside about no D. Like, he's shite at taking out buildings.
No, both of them are. Ember Spirit's not good either.
But you see Emma, like they're trying to get the full lane of Rags and then it's got to get out. You got Sven up in 15 seconds time. There's no reason to overstay your welcome. And Empire, they need some extra kills right now on Na'Vi. They cannot let them get away scot-free. The pickup on Dendi as well as Io is going to help matters. Snako does not walk into the Sunstrike, so that's a good thing for him.
Yeah, remember what happened last time Empire tried to push out. They got turned around on pretty heavily. All right, so Empire have one last chance, essentially. This is going to be their last-ditch effort. They're probably going to go Roshan here. Yeah, Aloha Dance is already inside the pit. They're going to get Aegis and Cheese out of this, and then they're going to push aggressively into Na'Vi, because that's the important thing right now, is that they actually have to be able to win a fight on Na'Vi's side of the base.
Na'Vi's coming over.
They're too late.
Well, General's got ulti ready. Yeah, they're going to get out. They're going to get out. Also for the fact that I'm looking at a whole bunch of unspent gold on Diddy Ra.
All right, FN, tornado of your life.
He's hitting the... Oh,
he hits it. No, he doesn't. Oh, I thought he was going to hit Dendi.
That relocate was just used. I'm also waiting for this Kuru to get sniped out with that big item. Snako going to get stormbolted or boss the blink deck, chasing over to the Io. And his relocate takes him all the way back to mid. So what does that Kuru get? It's got a relic. But it's only got the relic, which means this is a Basher build coming in for the Ember Spirit.
No. Does he have enough? No, he does have enough.
Yeah, got a lot. It's currently got like a surplus of 3222.
Oh, he really is going that. Holy crap.
He's going Basher into Abyssal Blade.
Oh, okay. I mean, the Blink Abyssal is not a bad idea by any means. And he's got to save
double TPs, double BTs, jump forward.
Nice.
They caught Aloha Dance. They can burn through the Aegis, the Immortal. And remember, they've actually got the Abyssal Blade down, so there's a lot of control here. And Diddy Ra actually surprisingly already used it. So they burn the Aegis. Yeah, they're getting out. They realize they don't have enough control, and there's way too many Empire heroes coming in behind them.
Just imagine how different that game possibly would have been if that tornado hits Dendi and they're retreating away from the Roshan pit. They catch Dendi there, they kill him, and they immediately go uphill, and there's no opportunity for Empire to Na'Vi to find the kind of pick that they did at top lane. They just took away the Aegis. That's gigantic. And it's unlikely that Empire are going to be able to push fast enough to take advantage of the very low cooldown on Chronosphere.
They can't. General may even make this a little bit lower. He's got 4.7k gold currently on this Faceless Void. Are you all about your Chrono? Do you go for like your double Chrono, or do you finally get some damage onto?
No, you literally don't need damage when you have two glass cannon heroes like this that output insane amounts of damage.
So
OD and Ember Spirit. Refresher is one of the ways. I'm trying to think of what else you could go utility-wise for the
jumps. He found Aloha once again. General. Well, he may have had a bit of interest Chronos the previous times, but this round it's the big pick. Aloha goes into his BKB. FN tries to split the fight out. They broke free of that global stance. The BKB's in General. So low, the Death Ward from No Fear. It goes to work, but General's currently the only casualty of war. Snako's relocate took him back. And General does have buyback. The Chrono is still on cooldown for another 36 seconds, though.
The wisp is sad. Drop your gem, dude! Drop your gem! Drop your... What? Why did you bring the gem back for Empire? Alright, whatever. I'm sure it's not going to make a difference. They just lose their mid-laning ward.
20 seconds. 20 seconds until Chrono. Void's got buyback. He'll actually have Wisp buyback to start with. And Empire are running. They're not going to stay here for the fight. Or either that or they're waiting for Na'Vi to come out to them.
I think they know that they can't really go high ground. Yeah, Chronosphere would be back up.
Yep.
So Faceless Void would buy back. Going high ground is just really tough. But this is the reason that Faceless Void is stronger than Nightstalker late game, is that every 60 seconds you have like a guaranteed kill. And it's not just about defending high ground, right? It can be used when it has a 60-second cooldown to just get a one-off pick. So you can push aggressively like they did at top lane, get that surprise gank, kill Aloha Dance. And it's also too hard for the enemy team to push into you right now. So I would be down with Refresher on Faceless Void. I think it's probably one of the better abilities he can get.
We got a Refresher on Dendi now.
Yeah.
So he's actually now got his double BKBs, double Shiva's Guard, double size, double ultis. Very useful. I also want to just like bring
this game.
I want to bring attention to this. While we're talking about items, like obviously you got to pay for them somehow, but look at that swing of the net worth. We actually had a change of 22,000 in the space of what had to be 5 minutes.
gigantic.
Yeah, and then it's completely swung back down again after Empire had a favorable engagement. The smoke move from Navi. Coming in, Empire are two
DD.
grouped up. They are grouped up for a 5-man chrono right there. There's no vision for him because they don't have the
DD?
gem, and Empire,
Oh,
while they
Jesus.
jump in, they didn't get the complete control. DD gets pushed back, and now Refresh Orb Invoker, but he locked inside the Chronosphere. General, the Death Ward to Nako, they're taking too much damage.
Look at it
Up
go!
the back lines, they can't even let the big oldie go from Dendy. First one, Refresher, second one, triple kill for Dendy. They'll try and make it an ultra kill with Invoker, popping down to the orbs. There she is, and Empire, they probably can't defend this anymore. Push down the mid. The only buyback is Ven. I take it back. There's also one for Fox.
Yeah, their buybacks just won't come up fast enough. 35 seconds till the buyback is up for the Invoker. The DD is not that big of an advantage. I don't know why they keep going for the Faceless Void like that. Like, it's a good pickoff if they can actually stun lock him, but they never can.
It has to be a GG push now. They can't go through the
Divine.
bottom lane. We get a divine
Divine.
rapier up for the Ember Spirit. He actually disassembled his Abyssal Blade just so we
10
could
seconds.
get that.
10 seconds till FN is back up.
Here they go. They have enough damage now because of
Oh
this
shit,
divine
he's
rapier.
180 gold missing.
Really?
The timer's done, but he still needs 175 gold.
come
Oh
on.
no! Oh no!
What is this? No, the tower. The tower back in the base is going to go down. So there goes your tier 4 tower. He should actually
Buy
have
back,
the money
homie.
back. He's
Buy
got
back.
money. He can actually buy back. The Chronosphere is going to go.
Why is he not buying back?
I don't know. Maybe he's going to AFK. Did he run? Forced up away from a low hard dance. Come back alive, Invoker. He's pausing. There's a problem.
no.
He's DC'd. The unpaused.
Oh,
Who
no.
unpaused the game? It was no fear. They actually said that's it, GG. But he DC'd out of the last moment when he could have fought back at the tier 4 tower die, giving him the extra cash, and Navi take game 3. Oh shit!
Oh man. I mean, I'm happy Navi take a game in this series at the very least.
But that's gonna add a level of salt to your victory.
I mean, they looked good going into this. They didn't look like obviously they were just